U.S. Secretary of State Blinken has arrived back in Israel with a focus on reaching agreement for a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. Mediators are still waiting for an answer from Hamas to what Blinken has called Israel's very generous offer currently on the table. The latest offer for a hostage deal being mediated in Cairo reportedly includes a 40-day pause in fighting and the release of almost 1,000 Palestinian prisoners in exchange for between 20 to 33 hostages. The numbers relate to hostages in a so-called humanitarian category: women, children, men over 50, and those who are sick. Blinken will also inspect the flow of aid to Gaza from Ashdod Port and Kerem Shalom crossing. Israel will launch a ground offensive in Rafah regardless of the success of truce talks. That was the message from Prime Minister Netanyahu in a meeting with bereaved families and relatives of hostages opposed to a deal with Hamas that would end the war in Gaza before the terror group has been eliminated. Netanyahu said, "The idea that we will stop the war before achieving all its aims is not an option. We will enter Rafah and we will eliminate Hamas battalions there, whether or not there is a deal, in order to achieve total victory." Meanwhile, IDF forces are preparing for the Rafah operation. Division 162 withdrew from Gaza after 6 months of intense fighting in the north and center of the Strip, and Division 98 ended its prolonged combat of over 4 months of maneuvering in Khan Yunis. Both divisions are expected to return to Gaza for the Rafah operation. In New York, police cleared about 40 anti-Israel protesters from inside Columbia University's Hamilton Hall after protesters had occupied the administration building earlier in the day. Hundreds of NYPD officers acted after the school's president said there was no other way to ensure safety and restore order on campus. The arrests followed nearly 2 weeks of anti-Israel protests at Columbia and other leading universities in the U.S. Columbia has been at the epicenter, but protests have been roiling universities across the country, with administrations taking different approaches to the encampments that have sprouted up in support of the Palestinian cause.
Experience the power of truth with ILTV News. If you're looking for quality content and captivating visuals, join our news community and become an integral part of our team as we embark on a mission to unveil the real Israel, dismantling the web of lies and misinformation that surround reporting on Israel. By subscribing to ILTV News, you will not only have access to the latest updates, but you will also amplify our message, creating a ripple effect that carries the truth far and wide. Subscribe today and help reshape the narrative. Available on the web, Android, and Apple.